everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Alicia, and in today's video I'm going to make some products using the HTVRONT auto heat press. Like I mentioned in my previous video, I have never used a heat press before, and that video I spoke a lot about the unboxing and initial impression, but in this video I'm going to do a little bit of product testing. So in my mind, I have two things that I want to create. First is a t-shirt, obviously, and I found a very cute cat design that I want to transfer into the t-shirt. And secondly, I want to create a coaster. So to create the coaster, I have actually purchased some plywood. It is 10 by 10 centimeters from Amazon, and this was for a different project that I wanted to try, but this is going to be a very good opportunity for me to also show it to you the versatility of the HTVRONT vinyls. So without any further ado, let's jump into it. So I have this blank black t-shirt that I purchased from a local store. This needs to be first cleaned off all the lint and cat hair because we have a cat and he just decided to sleep on top of this, so I need to remove all the cat hairs because it will get pressed along with the design and I don't want that. So let me clear this one up. I purchased this t-shirt measurement that you can get it from Amazon. So this one is, it says for adult front, so I'm going to use this. To find the center, from what I researched and learned, is you can always fold the t-shirt in half and find the center over here. So it is, for me, this is the center, so I'm just going to pinch it a little bit so I can find the center. This part in the collar is not going to get the design on, so that's not going to affect in any way. And here is my center. So now for the design, I need to place it over here, and I don't want it to be too big, so I'm just going to use my measuring tape, and this is just something that came along with this package. I will leave this link from Amazon that I purchased, so you can also go ahead and purchase this one if you want. So this is 10 inches, it's what it says, but I prefer in centimeters. So let me turn this one, and 20 centimeters should be over here, correct? And if I have to look at this one, over there it says 18.5, so it should be in here, like a good size. So in Cricut, I can only make the size up to a certain height. I cannot go beyond that because this is the A4 size that I have. I do not have an A3 printer, so I need to measure it in such a way that Cricut can handle the size and not ruin the size for me. So the max that Cricut is allowing me to do is 19.3 in height, so it should be 19. Yeah, I guess that should be good enough to be in the center. So yeah, let's go ahead and print this. This is how it will look over on Cricut Design Space. This is the PNG file that I have selected from Creative Fabrica. It is a cute kitten eating noodles, and both me and my husband, we love noodles and kittens, so it is just the apt design for his t-shirt. The link to this particular design will be also mentioned in the description below in case you want to purchase the same one. Now over to the upload image, I will go ahead and click on the selected design. It is in my recents, so we'll go ahead and select the PNG file. This particular PNG file does not come with any background, so it is very easy for me to use. Otherwise I have to remove the extra layers that comes in. I will select the flat graphic here since this is going to be used on the transfer sheet, so I would want the overall design
to be there, as there is not going to be any layering that I would be doing. Now when it gets uploaded, it does come in a huge size, so I will have to adjust it to the one that will allow Cricut to print this and cut without throwing an error. Right now it is throwing an error, as you can see on the side, and these two designs are the previous tests that I have done that I will show you in the end of the video. The maximum height that I can go for this particular PNG on my Cricut design is 19.3. As you can see, when I click the upper arrow button, it throws an error, so I cannot go beyond 19.3. I do want an offset around the entire image so that it gives that pop when I'm trying to print it and heat press it on my black t-shirt. I have a black offset, and as you can see, the offset is throwing an error because the overall image cannot be more than 19.3. So what I will do here is I will click the entire image, both including the offset and the image, and attach them together, flatten them out, and then reduce the size to the maximum height that Cricut will allow me to do. After that, I will hit the make it button, hit continue, and wait for my Cricut machine to connect to the app. My machine is connected to my laptop through Bluetooth, so it sometimes takes a few minutes to load, but it is usually fast, so it's not that long of a time. Once it gets connected, click send to printer and turn off bleed. I normally don't do bleed because it is not really required in this design, but you can do it if you want. I use the system dialog because that will throw the box where I can do the changes to the settings in terms of the paper and the quality of the print that I want. Click print, and this will show the box where you have to select the media type. I'm going to select plain paper as per the instruction and click on best print, and then I will hit done, so it will go ahead and print it in my inkjet printer. Once it is printed, I will select the glitter vinyl as the base material for the Cricut machine to cut. So this will just allow the machine to know the right amount of pressure in order for it to cut on the paper. Since this is a special material, we don't want too much of pressure to ruin the design.
Here I have my standard grip mat from Cricut, and I'm just going to put it across close to white lines as much as possible. The Cricut machine is going to identify its marks across the paper to do its cut. So even if it is not very centered or as per the line, the Cricut should be able to cut it. Just going to use my roller press here so that it is properly pressed. This is a fairly new standard grip mat that I have. It is not very sticky, but it is sticky enough to just stay for the whole cut. So here we are with all of the items that we need for this. My heat press has been heating up and it is properly heated. I have set it up in auto. So what does this do is, if I, let's say, take this one out, take the tray out, and then I put it back inside, it will automatically do that. But if I press the R over here, it will release the pressure, and then I can take the tray out for my heat pressing that I need to do. Alright, so what I will do now is I will just put this one a little away. So this is the print that we just did. I'll put it on top here so I have some space. First off, we have the t-shirt, so let me take this straight out and set it out over here. Just be careful when you are trying to set the t-shirt in here because this plate is a bit hot. It is very hot, so just be careful. Safety first. Use your lint roller once again to take any of the extra lint that you may have or pet hair. And if you have a pet at home, you know their hair is everywhere. Clean up before we press it so it gets a nice press before we transfer the image in here. So let's do this. So what would this do is press the t-shirt for 20 seconds because this is the auto one over here, and we can actually set up the different settings, and this will have different temperature as well as different pressure points. And according to the instruction that comes in the package, it says 328 to 338 degree Fahrenheit, which is approximately 160 degree Celsius. So I will go ahead and select the one which says 160 degree, which is the second setting in this particular one. So I will take the t-shirt out, which is really nicely pressed. I have my t-shirt measuring thingy over here. I will go as close to the thing as possible, and that has also my center point marked. So I will just try to adjust it appropriately. And you can see that this whole thing has been put through the Cricut machine. The best thing about using a Cricut tool or any cutting machine is that it will cut all over the delicate cuts as well. And this paper actually has this material which is very fabric infusible. So I'm just going to take it out very carefully from this carrier sheet so that I can transfer and attach it, or rather adjust it to my t-shirt. This particular design has a lot of intricate corners, so I have to be a little careful while I am trying to take the design off the carrier sheet because I don't want to ruin the design. So I'm just going to go over very carefully. So here we have taken out the design, and as you can imagine, this is a little intricate and a little delicate, so we need to be very careful in how we are going to place it. So to find the center, again I saw that you have to fold it in half. If you have a design which has too many elements on it and you are not able to find a center, just try your best to find a corner or a piece that will reflect, let's say have something similar. For example, for my cat, the tip of the cat ears are going to be my reference points. So I'm just going to try to adjust it as close to it as possible and slightly pinch it on top so it gives me a center point. And that center point, I'm going to align it with the center point that is there in this ruler. I know it is in center. I will remove that one. Now we have to use a Teflon sheet on top of this. So I'm just going to place it on top. The reason we do this is that the design sticks properly and the pressure is just enough for the machine to do its wonder. The machine has been already heated up to 160 degrees centigrade and it is going to do for 15 seconds press. So I'm just going to slide it in and press. The good thing about this heat transfer paper is that you can have any amount of design without losing out on the intricacies, and it really is bright and effective. So that was a very quick press. So this says that it needs to be a cool peel, so I'm just going to let it cool down for a few seconds and then remove the Teflon sheet. Unlike your HTV vinyl where you have to let the carrier sheet sit in for a few seconds if it says it's a cool peel, this particular transfer paper does not really need to sit in and peel off because you're not really peeling off. The entire design gets pressed into the t-shirt. So let me show you how this one turned out. Look at that. I really love it. This design, I actually got it from Creative Fabrica, and if you want to purchase the similar one, I will link it in my description below. This one is for my husband, so maybe towards the end of the video I will do a model test on him to see if it looks good on him and he likes it. I hope he likes it.
For the coaster, I have selected this code. It says coffee mode all day, every day. This is basically my coffee addiction, and I really wanted to show it in the coaster. So this I have measured it against my 10 by 10 centimeter plywood wooden block, and this is the image that actually came in the bundle. This also I downloaded from Creative Fabrica. All the links will be mentioned in the description below. Going back to the Cricut design space, this is going to be a basic cut, and that's why I uploaded it as a single layer instead of the flat graphic or multi-layer. The multi-layer one is for Cricut Access subscription. I do not have a subscription, so I use the simple layer, and I'm going to do a basic cut on the Cricut design. Hit the make it button, and one important thing here to remember is that you always have to mirror your image. If you do not mirror, then when you cut the image and you have to reverse it, it is going to be everything in reverse. So make sure that you always mirror your writing when you are going to do a basic cut on this iron-on vinyl. Click on continue, and this will again try to connect with my Cricut machine. I have a Cricut Maker 3, and I know that there is a newer version of Cricut Maker that has come out. I don't know if I will go ahead and purchase a newer one. I'm quite happy with the one that I have right now. I am going to select iron on and select everyday iron on for the base material. There are so many options over here that the possibilities are endless. I really need to try my hand on doing some of these things. One of the things that I really want to do is using the leather, but I would need to buy a knife blade, and that's a separate blade which does not come with the machine. Anyways, the Cricut machine will also throw a notification for you to mirror your image if you're going to use the everyday iron on. So in case you have forgotten to do that, this is a gentle reminder for you to remember to do it. The pressure point will be on default. Now I just need to load it to my machine and get the cuts done. One other important thing you need to do before you put the mat into the machine is put the shiny side down and have the matte side on top for the machine to cut. That's one of the reasons why you have to mirror it, and the shiny side will be the transfer sticker side, which normally you would have to do a separate transfer sheet on the permanent vinyl, but this one comes with the carrier sheet, which is really good. It is also heat resistant, so it will not melt in the machine.
So what I will do now is reverse the mat and take this vinyl out of the mat. The best way to do is just flip it over and slowly take this mat away from the HTV vinyl. It's the same way that I also do my stickers. I always take it away from the mat. That way it will avoid curling of your sticker paper or the HTV vinyl. So this one is a small design, and as this is the coaster that I'm trying to make. So what I will do is cut it around this. I didn't want to cut it before because I have this really lovely full sheet that I want to use to make some other products. So I'll just cut it around, try to be as close to the design without ruining it. There you go. I have the whole lot left, which I will be using for a different project. So for this one, what I need to do now is obviously a lot of weeding, and we want the internal items there. So for these, I will use a weeding tool, and I'm just trying to see it fits in. So I'm going to weed this one out and have all of the unnecessary vinyl away from this so I can transfer it into the coaster. So let's go ahead and do that. I wouldn't be needing any transfer shade for this because this carrier would act as a transfer one, and if you are going to use a normal transfer sheet in this, it will probably melt and it's not a good idea to do that. I'm going to be very careful because some of the letterings are very small and intricate and I don't want to ruin the design. So once all the weeding is done, what we will do is have a tray ready. This is going to be my coaster. So I really want this to be in the center. So I'm just trying to eyeball it. So here it is, and it looks really nice. So let's put the Teflon sheet on top. The machine is now ready. It says 160 degree and it will press for 15 seconds. Just checking my design once again. It is not like permanent vinyl, so it will not stick. So if you feel that you need to move around a little bit, you can do that before you put it through the machine. So yeah, I'm good. Let's go ahead and let the machine do its wonders. Sometimes the Teflon sheet gets stuck on top, so just take it out very carefully. It is going to be a little bit hot, so be careful. Now, this one is a cold peel, so we will have to let it sit for some time so it cools down and then we will peel it off. It has been a few minutes and this one has considerably cooled down, so let's go and start peeling it very slowly. Oh wow, this one just comes off like butter. Oh wow, look at that. This is beautiful and it feels so nice. The one way that I can protect this from extra spillage is by adding some varnish on top so it is protected and I can use it for my everyday coasters. Well friends, thank you so much for joining me today in this learning video. I am super happy with the outcome of this testing. Like I mentioned before, this is the first time that I am actually using a product like this and I am super happy with the outcome. Like look at this adorable one. You can actually make so many different items and I already have so many ideas that I want to do throughout the year. This is just specific to my coffee addiction, but look at this adorable t-shirt. I love this and we have already tried washing it a couple of times, not this one, but other t-shirts that I did a trial run before. They have held up very well. So I am super impressed with the products and the quality of the product. So thank you HTVRONT for supplying me with all of these and giving me the opportunity to work on something that I have never done before and I'm super excited. Let me know if you want me to do something new and try these on something else. I would be very interested to do that. So comment down below your thoughts, like this video, subscribe to my channel and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!